Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and today I'm taking a demo dip into Half-Life Year of the Dragon, a mod that actually had a original demo about 4 years ago, but that was, I guess, much more directly just, hey, we took Spyro the Dragon and we put him in Half-Life, how would that work out? Whereas this has been further shaped to both look and play more like Spyro, so it's not just the original levels from Half-Life. It is more platforming-focused levels. And it has more of a PS1 aesthetic to match with Spyro's aesthetic, as we'll see when we get in here. It's kind of a subtle look, but it definitely is noticeable. Also, I didn't play that original demo. I had meant to do a video on that as well, but I never got around to it. Big surprise. But I believe that this actually does look and play much like the final mod is going to look and play. And this is running in Zosh 3D, whereas I believe the original demo was just a standard Half-Life mod. So this is using a bit more power. And this is the Office Complex demo, so I assume this is similar to the Office Complex from the main game, but has its own little side areas. So yeah, you can already kind of see, if you look at the textures here, they've got that kind of PS1 texture aesthetic to them, instead of a much more, I guess, flat textures that Half-Life had. But it's still Half-Life, and people are still getting pulled into the ceiling by monsters. So, there's a couple different things you can do as Spyro. I think there might actually be more abilities you get later, based on the description. But we start with some of Spyro's basic abilities, which are the charge. And I think you also jump farther when you charge, so that's how you clear big gaps. We have the glide, because Spyro is a young dragon, he cannot actually fly. Except for when you get a power-up in the original, I think. So you can glide, but you cannot fly. We also can breathe fire. For some reason, I remember not being able to breathe fire at the start of the original game, but I think that's actually not the case, and it's just bad memory. I should mention, too, that I've played the original Spyro as a kid, and I finished it, but I've not played any other Spyro game. And it's not through a lack of interest, because I really did like the original. It's, I think, one of the best games on the PS1, but I just, never got to it. And I did end up getting, I think from one of the Humble Bundles, the Spyro remake that has the first 3 games, and I've been meaning to get to that, but again, I just didn't have the space for it, or the time. So I'm somewhat familiar with what Spyro can do. Now, the one technique that it sounds like was giving people trouble, and I actually had to load this up and try to test this out, is the ground slam. As far as I can tell, you have to just keep mashing E when you jump, because in the controls it's just listed as E. But if you just press E, nothing happens. You have to, hammer E. And I can't remember if that was the original game thing, where you had to hammer a button. But yeah, that's something, I guess there was a part where people get stuck with that. Also, I'm not really sure what the justification they are going with yet for why Spyro and his dragonfly Sparx are here. If it's just going to be like, oh, the Resonance Cascade also pulled Spyro out of his dimension and dropped him here. Oh, and the dragonfly is also our health indicator, that's why there's no HUD. So right now we're at full health, which means he's gold, but as he changes color, we lose health. We got a head crab. Head crab is no match for horns. So yeah, already you can see that this is an area that wasn't in the office complex. This is a side maintenance area, I guess? Man, I actually really like how they changed those textures. I guess when I saw this, the original mod announced, I was like, oh, that sounds like a silly kind of joke mod, yeah, it's funny, they put Spyro in somewhere where he doesn't really fit. But then, now they've actually put in a lot of work and made him fit in a way that seems much better than what I expected this mod to originally be. And we got some Spyro gems. I can't remember if these heal you, or if it's only dragonflies, or butterflies that heal you. But those are just there to kind of collect, because, Spyro was a collect-a-thon platformer. And in what later became normal for Insomniac, it's a collect-a-thon platformer where there's a lot of stuff that's just hidden that seems like it's off of the map. Even the original game had that with the egg thieves and stuff like that, so you'd actually have to find ways to get out of the map's normal area in order to get the extra stuff. So we can just flame these barnacles. I wonder why they changed it to Surge. Can I... Okay, so to heal, we can break vending machines, I guess. And then a butterfly will come out. Oh, we got a scientist.
Spyro, if I'd known it was you, I'd have let you in. Everyone's heading for the surface, but I think they're crazy not to stay put. Someone is bound to come by and rescue us.
Now, I legitimately cannot tell if that's the original voice actor that they have to come to
people in the Lambda lab can get this under control.
Dialogue, or if someone is just doing a very good impression of one of the scientist voices. It'd be cool if they did get the original guy. I don't actually know who did the voices. I assume they were people at Valve and not actual voice actors.
Yes, let's go.
Are you going to follow me? Here, let me show you something. Huh. Also, I like that when you get the camera close enough, it just basically goes into first person. Whoops. What happens if I get grabbed? Okay, it just grabs you by the neck. Okay, but it's a lot easier to flame them than it is to shoot them. Alright, that should shut off the power. What happened to this guy? Can't shortcut out of here. But yeah, this is actually, you know, the style definitely does make it blend a lot better than if it was just the regular original Half-Life graphics. I also don't know how long this demo is. It might just be this whole area. And we got a floppy disk saving icon. Or, apparently, as younger people will just call it, the save icon. Like, are we at a point yet where kids actually don't know what a floppy disk is? They have no context at all? Like, yeah, obviously not young kids, but... I don't know. Floppy disks were already kind of on the way out when I was a kid. I kind of grew up in the CD era. I don't remember Half-Life having a lot of bloody handprint textures, so I think those are new. Nope. There's the G-Man. He's just staring at a gemstone on a desk, being like, what is this doing here? Okay, got electrified water. Oh, okay, so right-click you can charge, but it looks like shift you can also charge, which is actually a lot easier than doing with the mouse. Because then you have to hold down right-click and try to aim it as you're charging. Keycard required for the freight warehouse. Oh, there's a Barney in there. Oh, that's, I think that's the one that gives you a shotgun. He, like, opens the door for you. It's one of the places you can get a shotgun in Half-Life. Okay, I can't charge through the blinds. There was a head crab. I think it jumped in the water. Central ventilation access shaft. Okay, so this is all off the beaten path of the office complex. Okay, we got a giant fan. Leading into another giant fan, so this is a potential death spot. This is where Spyro gets blended. Oop. Okay, so I don't want to glide. I wonder if I have to... Okay, yeah, you have to jump, otherwise it doesn't launch you all the way. We don't need to collect all the gems, but it's just kind of what you do as Spyro. Oop. So I'm kind of curious if later on in the game, you'll encounter Spyro enemies as well as Half-Life enemies. Because that would be cool. and go with the idea of blending the worlds. Okay, so I think this is the place probably where people got stuck, because it looks like we need to go down here. So you need to... Is there anywhere in Black Mesa that just had a bunch of folded towels? There he is, taking a bath. Toilet gemstones. Oh, how'd I? Wow. Really just launched him. And these somehow didn't damage me? I think one head crab hit the other and it blocked him. Okay. That's a shortcut. Can I give this fucking hound eye? No. Hoping it would just explode. Oh look! The G-Man left a keycard for us. That was a weird sound. Can't go in there. It's actually a lot easier to turn like this, too, than using the camera. The thing with the charge, though, that you have to keep in mind is when you press it, you will charge in the direction that Spyro is facing, not the direction the camera is facing. So if I face backwards like this, and I hit charge, he's still going to go straight forward. He doesn't turn to charge the camera. Alright.
Let me get that door for you.
Yeah, I feel like this is the guy where you're supposed to shoot it
Try not to get eaten by a monster or anything, okay?
before it kills him. Barney looking good in Spyro graphics. Hey, let's see if we can get a shot here. Barney and Spyro working together. Well, there we go. I'd rather be standing beside dead head crab zombies, kind of ruining the shot. Can I get him to follow me?
Yeah, we might stand a better chance if we team up.
Hold on. This is going to be perfect. Now I just need to rotate a little bit. There we go. Spyro and Barney. Okay. Seems like I can't shut this off. I feel like the gun should still be in here, you just can't pick it up as Spyro. Okay, interesting. There are, like, first aid kits. Who is that? Looks familiar. Can I... Okay, I can't blow things up with my fire. But I do wonder if there's going to be, like, secret areas in this similar to how stuff was hidden in Spyro. And even maybe the hidden collectibles. This just makes me very curious how far they went with the idea, you know? How much of it is Spyro and how much of it is Half-Life? The door doesn't seem to open. And this one definitely doesn't open. There we go. I guess I just wasn't lined up. It's hard to tell when you're looking directly at a button when you don't have a cursor. Also, I have to be more careful, because I guess I can only take, like, 3 hits. I think it's 3 hits before Sparx disappears, and then you have 1 hit where you just die instantly.
Get out of there! Run, man! Run!
Where did this casual scientist model come from? Entry can be fatal. Enter by permit only. This is the sentry gun. I remember this from Half-Life. One of the non-military sentry guns. This one's just built into Black Mesa. Okay. So this just goes backwards. Well, I guess we need to worry less about healing. Well, that's new. Couldn't shut off the sentry gun as far as I remember. Hey, crabs have a little trouble targeting you. I feel like I'm a little too mobile. It's a weird place for a loading transition, though, considering this just leads up to the sentry gun. Or does it? No, this leads up even more.
I got another one.
Also some chunky loads. For a Half-Life mod. Or, I guess, Zosh mod, but that's pretty much just the gold source engine, but slightly better. Oh. I see a hidden gemstone. I want to go back here because there's another one of those health kits. Secret gem. That one was worth a bunch. It's a purple. Okay. I've already seen some people asking as well for these maps as standard Half-Life maps, you know, with keeping the visuals and the new levels, but letting you play it as Gordon. Even though, you know, this is the demo and the game's not even out yet.
I'm not so sure I want to go to the surface. What if the world finds out what we were doing?
Okay, he just turned off the light and hid in the corner. So are we gonna fight the military in this demo? I can't remember how far this goes. The big meat chunk sliding down his face. No, this is where Vortigons first appear. Yeah, this is before the military. He was just browsing. Oh look, you got some Coca-Cola. Because this is a mod, so you can have branded vending machines. Do you think he was crushed by the lamp? Like it's just a really heavy-duty steel lamp? Okay, don't need health yet. I feel like not having, you know, a fixed amount of health, but rather having just one hit equals one damage is a lot easier to deal with. Instead of having to worry about like, oh, I only have 20 health left, I gotta be real careful now because a Vortigon can one-shot me. Also, yeah, being able to charge makes their attack time seem much slower. We got Santa with a coat for our calendar, and we've got the back of the Valve guy's head, which is a logo they didn't start using until episode 2, or Half-Life 2, right?
Another important species revealed in action. I can get you some valuable supplies if you'll protect me.
Are we the important species he's talking about? Weird purple dragon.
With my brains and your brawn, we'll make an excellent team.
Come, scientist man. Okay, there's the trippin' zombie. I don't remember where we need this guy. But yeah, it seems like they've replaced all the scientists with very casual models. Which makes sense for the office complex, so they wouldn't be wearing lab coats. But I don't know if those are one of the original models from, like, Decay or something? Are you gonna open that door? Oh.
I believe this will make for a notable paper, don't you?
Got a lambda symbol here, meaning there's a secret. Is that a gem button? It seems to be giving... No. It's taking money? Did I buy something? I legitimately don't know what that did. My money is going down a lot. Okay, it stopped. I'm so confused is what I did. It made a sound, like it was activated, and then... Alright, well, bye. I don't know what we... did to unteleport him. So there are definitely secrets then. If we're bringing back the lambda symbol equals secret from Half-Life 2. Trying to figure out what the switch did. Still hear a zombie around. Is this the end of the level? No?
I just overheard a secure access transmission. Soldiers have arrived, and they're coming to rescue us. Of course, I have my doubts that we'll live long enough to greet them.
Is it the secret exit? Can I make multiple saves? No, it's auto saves. Like, I want to check that out, but I don't want the demo to just end there. Okay, now we have some soldier stuff. You die. I think that might be a secret exit that we activated. Is that a security zombie? Yep. That's from opposing force, right? I mean, hopefully the load times aren't so long in the finished version because, I don't know, it seems very long for a Zosh 3D mod running on an SSD. Let's go check out that exit and see what that is, because it seems to be a secret. I think you do still take fall damage if you fall from high enough. I'm hoping that this is like, you know, a side thing, and then it'll take us back. Oh, look, now we're in Quake. I mean, that's a good Easter egg. There was a time when Half-Life was meant to be a Quake engine game. If you look at the early betas of Half-Life, you can play it in the Quake engine. But then eventually they decided to split off and make their own. This is a secret area, according to that pop-up. Everything else we found, not a secret area. Yeah, this is the first level of Quake. That's why I knew that secret was there. Alright, now we're playing a completely different mod. Spyro in Quake. This shooting definitely looks a lot different. Like, not just the visuals, but how the projectiles work. I'm guessing that's specifically to make things easier to deal with the military, because they seem like slower actual projectiles and not hit scan with fake projectiles. Well, I've played the first level of Quake enough to know where to go. And I do actually want to do another Quake video, because they have that like remastered version they released. So I want to do that, even though I did a first impressions on Quake already, without any weird mods, because it turns out that mod I was using actually changed things up quite a bit, and the original game is a lot less bullet spongy than the mod was. So I'd like to give it a fair shot as the way it's supposed to be. So there's a secret here. I don't know if we can activate it, though, because you need to shoot something for it. You need to, like, shoot that panel there, and then it causes one of these to open. But yeah, I was gonna say that I hope this dumps us back into where we were. Up here is where you get the nail gun. In fact, I think some of these guys are supposed to have the nail gun and not the shotgun. But yeah, what a cool Easter egg to have in the demo. Okay, this is supposed to work. But it doesn't, so I'm just gonna have to fly across and hope I don't get shot too many times. And this water does hurt you. Spyro has been shot to death. Thankfully, this has autosaves. Even if they're not in the best places. Man, they even have this area back here. I'm so tempted to hit tab to open the map. Like, as soon as we went into Quake, I was like, yep, that's how it works. And then this takes us back up to the start, where there would be some armor. Got them both in one. So I guess there's nothing here. It's weird because like most of the secrets are here. Oh, there it is. Quake also has the weird thing where, like, some of the secrets have to be shot, some of them have to be interacted with. Some of them you just have to, like, walk up to them. But yeah, those guys up there are going to be a problem. because I don't have a long-range attack. I think what I need to do, though, is charge across the gap. We haven't actually had to do that for a jump yet. So I'm not going to break that box in case I need health. There's only one there this time. Ooh, hello. Keep stumbling into secrets. Ah, shit. Okay, so we need to charge, and then I need to let go of the charge so we can glide the rest of the way. Almost got it. Yep. Knocked myself into the acid water. The ultimate challenge for Spyro, a small gap full of poison. And a man on the other side. I don't think he's hit me yet this time, though. Just need landing in the water. This is a tough one, though. Jump, glide, there we go. Interesting that these guys are kind of creeping around. I wonder if that means that enemies are going to be kind of like idle in some areas. You know, you walk in the military, you're going to be just kind of walking around before you set them off. Did I activate the secret? 1, 2... where is the last one? Well, I don't think we're going swimming, because this is all deadly water, and you're supposed to take damage from it. Wait, did I miss one? No, they all look like they're active, so... You're supposed to go up here, and then up there, right? But I feel like there's supposed to be another thing to jump on from here to get up there. God, just trying to rotate around is difficult. I mean, I don't see anything up there, so that one might not actually be activatable. Oh well, I'm fine with missing the secrets in the secret area of this demo. Well, that was delightful. But where is this going to put us? Hopefully back where we just came from and we didn't skip anything. Alright. Just exactly back where we came from? Perfect. Now let's continue with the demo. Well, that's definitely going to pad out the video a bit. Like, I don't know how much we have left, but probably not much more before we get out of this area. I already used that one. The camera doesn't feel fluid. I'm sure you've noticed it, that it kind of hitches when I turn. It doesn't seem to be a performance thing so much as just not a smooth camera. So hopefully they can iron that out. But this seems pretty cool. Like, there's a lot of effort put into this that didn't need to be there, but is very good that it is there. You know, this could have just been like a jokey parody mod. But they kind of took a silly premise and took it seriously.
What are you doing down here? Get topside. I hear troops are coming in to save us.
Even you, weird purple dragon? The other thing, too, is it's nice that there's no real cancel animation for charging, so you can just charge for like 1 second to break a box. And not hit the wall behind it. There's our first bull squid. I wonder if he will, like, insta-give me if I get hit with the tail. Nope, still only 1 hit with a charge. Spyro had enemies that either just required multiple charges or would be like immune to your fire because they're wearing metal armor, but then you could like heat it up if you hit them enough times. Does this elevator actually work? Kind of sounds like it's moving. That shirt was white originally. Bathrooms are closed. So yeah, it's cool that this kind of dips in and out of familiar areas from Half-Life, but doesn't just stick entirely to the map layouts. It actually has its own areas. Do you think the military throws Spyro into a trash compactor later? There's also a lot more detail in this cafeteria than I remember. Like, I'm pretty sure originally it was just a bunch of tables, right? There's like tables and then there's an exit, but there's no actual cafeteria. Looks like these chickens are cooked. I like that when Sparx is busy, he literally won't grab the gems for you. Or when he's dead, because you've taken too much damage. Okay.
Down Sector D. Mental health required.
Does this just lead to the freezer from opposing force? I don't think I can open this. Never mind. I can open this. Again, you have to be very precise with where he's facing in order to activate switches and stuff. Maybe just have like an on-screen prompt would help with that. It's like a little use icon that pops up when you're in the right spot. So we can't go this way, right? I think I can get up there. Spyro jumps pretty high. Actually, I can't tell if this is the same layout as the one from Opposing Force. Anything down here? No, just a leak. Oh, there's a crate I can push, so there is still crate pushing. Doesn't seem like there's anything else I can... Oh, never mind. There is a... can I pull? Sort of? You can push at angles, so that kind of works. Now, where does this go? Is there a reason to be up here? Is this where I came in? Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything in here of value. Oh, you know what? It's probably actually the opposite. That's probably how I'm supposed to get up here. And not just do like a weird angular jump. Okay, that's actually a lot better than just charging them. This actually looks a lot better than it does in Opposing Force, which did not have any of the fog. It also probably doesn't help that there's only like one place to use that ground attack yet. Okay, what did that do? So you still get health from some crates. I think there's a puzzle here, but like I don't know what these switches do. It seems like I've done what needs to be done because I can't activate them again. I thought this would activate the meat conveyor. Well, I hear a bull squid. See, like there's a switch here. Wasn't sure if I could actually activate it or not. This just goes backwards. How the fuck would I get those? Like that.
Executive Administration Center.
I just want to like super confirm that I don't need to activate these again. What? What did I just shatter? Where was that window? 'Cause I feel like I need to go up here. Maybe I can push that crate now? No, that door is still closed. So I thought maybe I could open this, and then I use this crate to get up to that other vent. Well, I can't even get out the way I came. That was through here, and there's no switch to open that again. Very peculiar. I'm like trying to look through the wall now to see if this bull squid has some way to get to me. It doesn't look like there's anything I can push in here. Can I jump on the meat? I can break the meat? Is that like slowing down the conveyor? What about that? Can I get on that? I can almost get on that. I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to do, but I can get to the vent from there. Actually, I think I can make this jump with a charge. It looks way too far, but then you realize how far Spyro can actually go. Unless you let go of all the buttons, like I just did. Okay, so get up here. Charge, jump, nope. You have to do them in the right sequence is the problem. You charge, then you hit space to jump, then you hit space again immediately to glide. Charge, nope. The other key is you have to not charge off. You have to charge and then jump before you hit the edge. There we go. This is like the real test of your, do you understand how to control Spyro yet? So yeah, obviously people who are not super fond of old platformers are not going to probably enjoy the controls of this just because they want to play it like an FPS as just more Half-Life content, but I think that kind of defeats the point of the mod. Because, I mean, again, it is platforming based, and like you wouldn't be able to do this as Gordon. He can't jump that far. So if you had to make changes to the levels just to make them functional for FPS, then you might as well just not bother, right? Because then you're just making them into regular Half-Life levels. Apparently I'm having a lot more trouble doing this jump than I was before. I feel like maybe the fact that you never had to do this in this demo so far makes this seem a lot harder. Because, like, it's not like, oh, okay, here's a gap I have to jump over, here's a gap I have to charge over. They're just throwing you into a double glide charge jump. Yeah, I need to jump when I'm higher in my apex. We've already proven this is doable. I'm gonna laugh when this works, but it isn't actually the intended way to get up here. God damn. The timing on that is very finicky. There we go. Yeah, I have to glide when I'm at the top of my arc. You also don't have a lot of space to line this up here. Okay. Go. Glide. Fucking did it. Don't know if that's how you're supposed to do it, but we did it. Spyro champ. I can definitely open this. And now we don't ever have to do that again. I feel like it's so rare that I get an idea like that, where it's like, maybe if I try this, it ever leads to anything. Like, I'm being reminded of that time in Amnesia Rebirth where... Please tell me this is the actual door. The time in Amnesia Rebirth where I got, like, clipped out of where I was supposed to be, and then I was very convinced that I was just doing something wrong. This doesn't really let you do the tap E to launch the crate into the stratosphere, though. Okay, now where do we even need this? Obviously we need this to get somewhere. We gotta find a vent that is otherwise out of reach. Like this one? I think that's just how we got here. Nope, never mind. Ow. Fuck. Immediately hit with a spitball. Okay, he just tried to tail whip me. It was not very effective. Okay, well, I'm glad we actually found a way out of there. And then we need the crate over here. I mean, some of the later levels really do already, I think, contribute themselves to a Spyro adventure. That part where you go into the old facility where it's all like weird crushers and pistons and conveyor belts is perfect for Spyro. And, you know, of course, Zen itself could probably be pretty cool to play as a platforming protagonist and not a man who is forced to platform, much to some people's chagrin. And I was hoping that barnacle would let me get somewhere. Come on. This has probably been going for a while. We're probably at like the hour mark, but this is a lot of fun. I'm fine with this.
Help is on its way, but I'm not waiting around for it. We gotta get topside.
Also, the bullets seem to be coming out of Barney and not out of his gun. Let's say that I'm okay with this demo going as long as it wants. Okay, so now we're in the upper area. Interesting music, too. It's definitely not Half-Life music. Okay, we can just jump across that.
Alternative defensive systems activated. Sector D.
And this is just a shortcut in case we fall. Also, the weird, like, jitter to turning the camera doesn't seem to be in effect when you're charging. The camera is much smoother when you, like, rotate like this. Of course, it's a little slower, but I don't think that's the reason. Alright, I think same deal here. We jump at the wrong time. This one's a little tougher because you have to actually clear the fence and then time it. I wish maybe that hitting spacebar would interrupt your charge so that you didn't have to let go and then hit it. Like there, I did the space too early, so I just dropped. We'll get this, though. Also, I noticed that you can't use the medkit next to them. It does not contain any butterflies. Okay, well, at least I did it right that time. And I think Spyro's charge is a little faster than Gordon's sprint. Maybe I'm not holding it. Like, I feel like you need to hold down space to get the full arc. Otherwise, you stop arcing? I'm at the point where I can't tell if this is the right thing to do, and I'm just bad at platforming, or if I'm actually supposed to be doing something else, like maybe getting Barney to open the door for me? The sparking door?
Okay, we might live longer if we work together.
Okay, maintenance access is where I came from. Hello? He's got some real zip to his step when he decides to run. Can you open this for me?
Evacuate
Are you capable?
Sector D immediately.
Looks like no. Can you open one of these doors for me? I take that as also no.
Yeah, I'll wait here.
Okay, what about if I stand on the railing and try my charge? This is going to be way harder to time, but I'll get a little more height from it. In fact, I'm realizing now that I could probably actually just jump on the railing right next to it and just jump across instead of charging. Oh, now I feel dumb. Just, like, jump right here. I didn't actually assume that I could stand on this. Okay, well, I tried to charge anyway. In that, like, 1 centimeter of space. But yeah, I think the creator's comments about how we should probably do a tutorial that introduces people to the Spyro mechanics is a good idea, because there's a lot of people who will not intuitively know these if they have not played a Spyro game. Like, I'm okay, because I have played one before a long time ago, but I still kind of remember how it generally functions. But if you've never played one of these, then you're not going to know how to do this stuff, and you're especially not going to go, what if I just mash E?
Center.
I think so far my complaint about this... Oh, here we go. What? Why was there a ghost of him? I'm gonna say my complaint is there really doesn't seem to be a lot of complexity to the combat, since kind of everything just kills them. We've got one of the scientists frozen, like one of the dragons in Spyro that you rescue.
Ah, Spyro. Thank you for releasing me. There should be a portal out of here at the top of the elevator shaft.
Well, the dimensional breach is definitely transmitting organic matter.
So that's interesting, and that was definitely an imitator doing that line. It was more noticeable there than the other one. So, in the original games, to finish the level, you had to rescue all the dragons in the level, or maybe not all of them, but a set amount. And then, you know, the exit would open, so it seems like they're doing that here as well. Still get that weird echo even when Oh, I guess that's not coming from us. That's coming from a fan or something. Dear God, did you see how many ladders we have to climb up? Long way to go, Spyro. And I think that weird reverb is also coming from the Zosh settings again. I'm not going down for that gem. Never mind. Apparently I'm falling off for that gem. Oh boy. So I think we're almost at the end then, if the portal's at the top. Unfortunately, there is no way to go up a ladder faster than this. It's kind of awkward for someone with 4 hands instead of 2. Hang in there, buddy. It's still a Monday. Didn't have enough dedication. Is there blood just raining from above? Where did that come from? Okay, and then we, climb into the portal. End of demo. Further data required. I was kind of hoping there'd be like a subject, Spyro. In memory of John Mike Decker. I don't know who that is. All right, a project by Magic Nipples. Yes, that is the name they went with. I don't know if this is a one-man project or if there's other people on here, but I guess this handy credit sequence will answer that question. Isn't Toys for Bob game dev? Why is everybody vibrating? Half-Life PS2 theme. Now, apparently there was 9-inch nails in there somewhere too. Oh, because of the Quake level. Well, that was pretty cool. Like, that definitely sold me on the idea of this being a pretty interesting and different take on Half-Life. Because, you know, there's 100 mods that are like, it's Half-Life, but you're playing as the janitor, or you're a soldier, or, you know, you're so-and-so in the Black Mesa incident. But there's not a lot that actually changes the game structure from its original FPS origins. There were a few. I think there's that zombie one, where you play as various iterations of Headcrab Zombie. But for the most part, a lot of them kind of stick close to how Half-Life plays. And this, they went with not only a different gameplay style, but also a different visual style that really suits the new approach. So, very much bravo for this demo. This was great. And I will definitely do a full playthrough of the full mod whenever it comes out. It's already been a pretty good year for fan releases, with stuff like this and the Bloodborne PS1 demake already out, and we're not even in February yet. So, thanks for joining me for this demo dip, and hopefully you will be looking forward to checking out more of Black Mesa with Spyro in the future. But until then, y'all take care.